Hey friends, it's Carol, Saltbox Stitcher. I'm finally back for a floss tube. I know it's been a long time. Hope you're all doing well. What episode is this? Oh, I'm going to ask you this time. Occasionally I like to do this because I know the answer.
Okay. I'm ready.
I want you to add 30. Can you remember that? 30. This is easy math. So, to the year that we met. What year did we meet?
Let me pull up the calculator on my phone.
No, what year did we meet? The calculator's not going to tell you what year we met.
Yeah, but it's going to help me with the addition.
Oh, maybe.
What year we met?
Yeah.
Sometime in the 1900s.
No. Yes, in the 1900s. Last century.
19... This... I remember our anniversary.
Yeah.
We met in 1978.
Nope. Ding, ding. Nope.
Um,
Try again.
76.
Yes, we met in 1976. Did you add 30 to that? Easy math. 70 and 30 is?
100.
Plus 6.
106.
Yay! Episode 106. That was painful. Oh, I feel like I have so much to show you because I've been MIA for a while. But, oh, thank you, dear. Got my coffee. Yay. Love this cup. Probably because I did my quilt video and that was kind of time consuming for him and for me. But all the quilts sold, and I thank you very much to everybody that purchased a quilt. They will be going out. We're going to print the labels today, and I think we'll get them to the UPS tomorrow. So, thank you again for buying a quilt. Now, what have I been stitching? I think that's my only. I don't really do life updates. I have no life. I went to the kids' Christmas program at school. My 10-year-old grandson is playing the trombone. He says it's hard. My granddaughter, they were in a choral program, so that was fun. What else? Just trying to keep track of everybody's Christmas list and what they want. I always do gift cards for birthdays, but usually Christmas, I actually order something that comes to the front door. I don't go shopping anymore, unless it's grocery store, but that takes all my money anyway. Okay, enough chit-chat. Okay, so I'm going to show you some things I've been working on. I know it was before Thanksgiving, so it's been at least 3 weeks probably since I did a video. So just going to share a few things that I've been working on. I did have a finish. Yay. But the first thing I want to show you is I think I had started this last time, I think. This is Gathering the Greens by Stacy Nash. Gathering the Greens. And the little girl is cutting off some evergreens. I got this as a kit from Country Sampler. I'm trudging forward. I know a lot of people, they're like, well, if you don't like it, don't keep stitching on it. I think I'm going to like it when it's finished. I mean, I love the pattern, so that's not an issue. But it's done on gray, formerly known as Confederate gray. And a lot of the colors just sink right into the fabric. And when I hold it up, you're going to think there's no stitching. Has she even started it? Yes, I did. Okay, so here's the border. And there will be some color on the border, you can see. And I've started the house, which is gold. But when you look at it, it's like, okay, where's the stitching? But I actually think once, oh, well, I'm holding it up backwards. I think once it's finished, it'll be all right. Because I know it's sort of like Grand Old Flag. Grand Old Flag is the same way, although I think it's on tin roof. Maybe Confederate gray. I'm not sure. But the fabric is by weeks. It's the old, when I say old, it used to be all done on a certain linen, and now they're doing some on Zweigart linen, which is a different manufacturer of linen. But I think once I get all the color in there, I think it's going to be fine. So I'm going to keep going. Yes, I could stop and I could change linen and I could just trash this, but I just rarely do that, especially something that was kitted by Country Sampler. I mean, to me, they're like, they do the right thing. So anyway, here's the colors. So you see there's some brighter greens. The roof is this kind of interesting color. Stepping stone, the roof of the house, which is kind of purpley brown. So anyway, that's one of the things. I picked that up. I know I had shown this one. This is by Chessie and Me. This is the Martha Jefferson sampler. I know I had started this when I did my last video, but I think I worked on it more. I'm pretty sure I did. And I'll show you where I am on that one. And again, this was another kit from Country Sampler. I'm not sure if this was part of a club kit or just a kit that I bought when I was there. Technically, it's not Christmas, but I think it sort of has a Christmas feel. This one is on, good question, 35 count cocoa by Weeks. And that's where I am on that one. Sorry for the wrinkle. But once I get to that house, because the alphabet is very pretty. And that house is that pinkish. So once I get to the house, I mean, I'm ready to fill it in, which I love fill in. To me, it's just like kind of comfort stitching, you know, when I'm kind of like tired, don't feel like counting. Sorry. I have a frog in my throat. Go away, frog. Okay, the next thing that I worked on, I only worked on this, I think, one Sunday. I'm going to be working on it every Sunday, but I kind of got on a rampage with the one that I finished and I couldn't put it down. But anyway, I did work on this a little bit, and that's His Eyes on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery, Beth Twist. And I showed my progress. Last time I had finished the entire top section, not quite half, but the top section. And now I worked on the bottom border. So I still have a little bit to do on the bottom border, but I'm coming around. Can you see it? This is like cross-stitch floss tube gymnastics to try to do all this. So anyway, I'm coming around on the border. And then I'll add the flowers, and then I can start adding the stuff. And I'm using all the called for that. All of these I'm using the called for. I think even on that Country Sampler Gathering the Greens, I think I'm using the called for, even though it was a kit from Country Sampler. And sometimes they do change things. The other thing I worked on, and I've worked on this on Friday night. There's some of us that do a Zoom call on Hawk Run Hollow. We're down in the holler. So I didn't finish the willow tree yet. I will, but I've been working on this third block, on the house on this third block, and I'm working on the windows and the bricks and the mortar and the, what are those things called on your windows that go between mullions? I wanted to say stanchions, but those are the things when you're at the movie theater and they have these poles that you have to stand in a row. Or Disneyland. They have stanchions. They're called mullions?
Yes.
Okay, I knew he'd know. So anyway, that's where I am on the third block. This is Villages of Hawk Run Hollow. And I'm determined to get this done. And I'm actually wanting to start houses. So, you know. And on His Eyes on the Sparrow, I also am planning sometime next year to start Consider the Lilies. So you can call me crazy. That's fine. That does not offend me. Call me crazy. So anyway, this is on 40 count sand dune, which is the called for. And I am using the silks for that. And a lot of these same silks are the ones that are in houses. So some of my friends are stitching shores. That's not on my immediate radar to do shores, but I guess I live in Florida. Crunch, crunch, crunch. I live in Florida, so I should really do shores. So you want to know my big finish? Dun, 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 dun. He told me not to sing today. He's like, don't sing. So I started and finished And Heaven and Nature Sing by Kathy Barrick. I love this. I love this. I love this. This was so fun. I literally had trouble putting it down for the few times that I worked on other things. So it's done. So on the date, I put 1719. I know it looks like a G, but I drafted it. Charted it. I charted because it on the chart it's 1827. Now my theory is if it's a reproduction sampler and the little girl did it, I'll put the date that she either was born or stitched the sampler. But something like this, it's an original design that just has a random 1800 number, year. I'm not going to do that. Always. Sometimes I might. Was that clear as mud? I hope so. So anyway, I put 1719. And Carol, why did you put 1719? Well, because And Heaven and Nature Sing is one of the verses from Joy to the World, the hymn, the Christmas carol. The original poem was written by Isaac Watts in 1719. Now, in 1836, yes, I searched this out. In 1836, it was actually set to music by somebody else. But I thought since he wrote the words, I thought I would attribute it to Isaac Watts, who wrote the poem, Joy to the World.
And we met in 1976.
Yeah. Because in 1719, I wasn't alive. Were you? That was right before you were born, right? Okay. So then I'm going to show you a few things that I want to stitch and some things I got in the mail. And then I'm going to show you some former finished products, whatever. I have some here and I have a whole bunch sitting behind me. So I may not show you all of them because there's a lot. Mostly they're smalls, and most of them I found the patterns, but there's a few that I didn't, but I think I know who they're by. Anyway, so in my craziness last year, because sometimes when Christmas is over, December 26th, I put Christmas stitching away. I'm very much a seasonal stitcher. So it'll be interesting as I go forward with some of the pieces that I'm doing, like Autumn on Lazy Bear Mountain, which is very fall to me, almost Halloweenish. And yet we're going to do a little bit of that each month. So that'll be interesting. Anyway, all that to say, last year I stitched most of this. I have very little to finish. Why I didn't finish it last year, I have no idea. And that is Merry Old Soul by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. All I have left to do are these candy canes and then the back stitching on the little snowman stocking, and then all of the berries. I haven't done the berries, and then the snowflakes. See, there's like There's tone-on-tone snowflakes. You can't really see them. There's some here, there's some over here, some here. Anyway, so here's how far I am. So I have the little guy finished, or big guy. And then I just have to.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Good old Siri. Anyway, so yeah, I just have to do the berries, the snowflakes, and a little bit on the snowman stocking, and that'll be finished. So this is what I'm going to work on next. That and the gathering the greens, because I'm determined I'm going to finish that gathering the greens. I'm not sure if I'm trying to convince you or convince myself, but one or the other. I'm trying to convince somebody that I'm going to finish gathering the greens. Because my heart wants to say, go start it on like light exemplar or something that the colors would show up, or something way darker, like murky or something. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Stay tuned. And for Mariel Soul, it's on a 46 count, which I was surprised that Brenda Gervais called for 46 count. But again, this is Confederate Gray, or Gray, whatever. It changed its name. And it may be that some of those dye lots are different. So maybe the gray, Confederate Gray that I'm using for gathering the greens is darker than this piece. That could be part of it. Anyway. And then I have some other things here that I got in the mail and also that I would like to start. The only other Christmas that there's some that I'm leaning toward, but Christmas is not that far away. So, and it's this one. This is a Winter's Day Visit, again, with Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And I like that this is a stocking. The snowman is a stocking. Because it's just a little bit different presentation than, smalls that are all pillows or flat folds. So, and it's a lot of solid stitching, so I think it would be pretty fun to do because I like solid stitching. So this one I have kitted with, I believe this was a kit that I got at Farm Girl Dry Goods when Brenda Gervais was the featured designer. This is on Brenda's Brew. And I don't even have it on a ring yet. All the threads. But they're pretty traditional Christmas colors. And one of Brenda Gervais' new color that she's using a lot for her reds is this number 22 DMC. It's kind of a tomato red, maybe a little strawberry-ish. So I have these 3 DMC and then all of these. So there's also another red in this one that is Red Rocks, which is one of my favorite by Weeks. Oops. This is not real manageable here. Red Rocks, which I like that. So that's one that I may start after I finish Merry Old Soul. And then it comes with a stocking template so you can make your finished product. Okay, I'm going to show you some delightful deliveries, which, by the way, I'm missing Jane and Julie, and I hope all is well with you. I know at one point, I think Julie had posted that there was some illness going on, so prayers for them that they can hurry back to us because we miss you guys. Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie is their floss tube. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch some because they're very fun. So one of the ones that I got was this new North Pole Santa by Kathy Barrick. I think I showed this last time that I had gotten it. It's kind of long and skinny. And I pulled the NPIs and I pulled a piece of paper bark. It actually calls for Flannel Flower by Fox and Rabbit, but I think I'm going to use paper bark. I had some Flannel Flower, but it wasn't big enough. And the Santa is actually supposed to be done with this NPI 205, which is this one. Let me get them out. But I think I'm going to do with 206, which is 206 is not called for. 205 is called for. So this is the called for. It's got a little tinge of orange, and this is the one I'd rather do it in. It's just one shade darker. One shade pinker, I guess. And this is a little more peachier. They're not over dyed, so it's not like there's variegation or dye pot issues. So I'm definitely considering doing that. 206 instead of 205 that calls for. So I got that, and I kitted it myself. And that's one that, even if I start it and not finish it, I definitely want to get that one going and finish it, even if I have to finish it next year. This was a special offering on Brenda Gervais' website, so if you didn't get it, it probably won't be available for a while. I think she only had 60, and I happened to be at the right place at the right time. It's called Winter Berries and Pine. It sort of matches, well, it does. It's like a companion to some of the ones she did last year, which was like, oh, what was the name of that one? One was Halloween and one was fall, and they were this pumpkin shape or snowman. This one's a snowman, but that shape, kind of a basket. But this is called Winter Berries and Pine. It was on Brenda Gervais' website, which is countrystitchesonline.com, and I was able to snag a kit, so it came with all of the goodies. And again, she used that red 22 by DMC. She used that on her tomato booklet also. The sewing pieces with the tomatoes, that was in the spring. So I got that, Winter Berries and Pine. And I had previously got the Light of Winter, which I'm in the process of kitting. This is also by Brenda Gervais. This is the companion piece to Winter Rose Manor, which I have finished, but it's not framed yet. Light of Winter. This just came out. It was at a retreat a year ago, I think. And I'm kitting it with Winter Brew. I was debating, I did Winter Rose Manor on 36 count. I was debating whether to do 36 count or 40. I would rather do 40, but I kind of wanted them to be on the same. I don't know. I did Winter Rose Manor on 36 count Winter Brew. Doesn't really matter. Plus, I didn't have any 40, so that was probably the biggest reason. So that's Winter Brew. And then I have some of the threads, but not all of them yet. So that's Light of Winter. And then while I was on her site getting this one, I bought the project bag that you can make for Light of Winter. So it comes with a panel, and then you have to add some of your own fabric to make the project bag. So I want to do that. I might start that one right after Christmas. We'll see. The other three things I got, delightful deliveries. This was the Dying to Stitch most recent kit from their club. This was called the Sampler Sewing Circle Club. There were 3 kits this year. This one is by Liz Matthews and Kathy Barrick. It's a collaboration. And it's called A Visit from St. Nick. So if you were in the club, you already got that. The other 2 things, and I got these from Farm Girl Dry Goods. This is Snow Magical by Brenda Gervais. This is a recent release, and it came with the wood pieces and all the floss and linen. That's another one that'll be kind of a different finish. And then I got this one, Reindeer Games, and I also got that one kitted. And they're like ornament shaped wood pieces. So that is my delightful deliveries, and I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to get more coffee, and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I have my coffee reheated in the microwave, which I don't like to do, but sometimes it's necessity. There were two other things I wanted to show you that I had been stitching on that I had forgotten to mention. The first one is a sampler that last year I had it all done but the over one. This is Hannah Tingy, 1823 by the Scarlet House. Let me take it out real quick. I did a stupid thing last year, and then I decided I was going to do the over one tent stitch, half of a stitch, and I really don't like that for me. There's sometimes it's necessary because, you know, you've got maybe a sheep in the middle of grass and it's just hard to make full crosses. But on a verse, I like to make full crosses. Well, I started out and I did like a part of it, tent stitch. I didn't like it. So then I was going back and doing the other half of the cross, which is tedious. So that's what I did. And then I was to a point where then I could start. Oh, here we go. I'm talking and not doing my job here. Anyway, so I kind of wanted to get that out of the way so that when I pick this up again, I can do just crosses. So this is how far I am on the over one, which is at the top. Otherwise, the sampler is completely finished, and it's my goal to finish this year. So even if it's after Christmas, I'm going to take a few days and do that over one, finish the over one on that one. I just like the look of full crosses. Hold on. And some of the capital letters on the verse are actually over two rather than over one. So you can kind of anchor based on that. And I do use a small hoop when I do over one. The other one that I'm ashamed to say I haven't finished yet, but it's also my goal to finish before the end of the year. And all I have to do is the over one on the name. And that is Anne Grimshaw. So I'm not even going to show you, but that again is one that well, I guess I can show you. It's huge. And that's the one that it's all finished, but the over one at the bottom. Oh, and a couple eyelet letters. So that's her. She's beautiful. I'm doing it on 36. Yeah, I'm doing it on 36 pecan butter, I believe, by Lakeside. Not vintage. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of my Christmas smalls. I tried to find all the patterns. I did not find all of them, and some of them are gifts. So I think I know the pattern, but I don't always know the name of it. This was a gift. And this one, I believe, is Pineberry Lane. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this one is Pineberry Lane. It's really cute. But like I said, that was a gift. This was also a gift, and this was part of a Dying to Stitch Club kit, and It's by Scarlet House, and I think it's called Merry and Bright, but that was a gift. Very cute. This one was also a gift. This was done by Susan Aki, God With Us, and I think this is a freebie on Plum Street's blog. If you go to plumstreetblog.blogspot or whatever, if you just Google Plum Street freebies blog, you should be able to find it. We'll try to put it on the drop-down box. But that was given to me by Susan Aki. She framed it, but it had glass. I took the glass out. I think it's just a regular, maybe 8x8, 9x9 frame. So that's fun. This one I didn't get out the pattern. I did make, the rest of these I made all of them, or stitched and finished. I'm pretty sure this is Threadwork Primitives, but I didn't find the pattern. Merry Christmas. I just put a little check on the back, homespun. This one is part of the Blackbird Garden Club. It's not technically Christmas, but to me it kind of looks Christmas. I think it's Garden Club, this number 2 in the series. So I like to put that out. This one I'm pretty sure is Brenda Gervais. I don't know why I couldn't find the pattern, but I couldn't, so. I'm pretty sure it's Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. The next one I did, this one is Snow for Christmas by Brenda Gervais. And this one I stuffed with fiberfill. Usually I use sawdust, but this one I stuffed with fiberfill, so it's kind of like a weapon. Throw it at somebody. The next one is also Brenda Gervais. This is called Merry Noel. I love these big letters. There's still one that I want to do that says home. I've done Bloom. I've done a couple of them. But this is Merry Noel. And this one I did with sawdust. This looks like it's about 36 count. I love that bird. It has a jingle bell on it. It could be stuffed a little more. I did set out a few things that could be stuffed a little more, so I may open it up and stuff it a little more. Because sawdust will sometimes settle. So. This is by Lottie Da, a Merry Christmas sampler. And this one was a kit. It came with wool for the back. I think I probably got this at Country Sampler. It's cute. This is another, no, this is Plum Street. Kringle and Woolard by Plum Street. He's a cutie. I did this one, I think just a couple of years ago. This is just stuck in a frame. So that's why it looks a little uneven. I mean, I have the mat board, I just need to lace it. Kringle and Woolard. This is by Stacy Nash, and this one is Country Sampler Silent Night Pin Keep and Ornament. This was part of the Country Sampler Stacy Nash Club, I believe. Silent Night Pin Keep and Ornament. I'm sure you can get this now. So I did both. This is the bigger ornament with the house and the bird. Very typical Stacy Nash border. And then this is the little guy, Silent Night. Most of this over here is kind of like snowmen. So some of these I've taken from over here. The next one is another Stacy Nash, and this is Snowed In Pin Keep and Ornament. And this one I did flat with the white chenille around it. And then the companion just says snow. Again, very Stacy Nash. This kind of looks like the border on Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. Love those. These are on different fabrics. So this one I just did on a scrap. The next one is, again, Country Sampler. This was called the December 25th Pin Keep. This is a little guy, but he's so cute. December 25th. You know, and I could have put trim on some of these, but some of them I just didn't. It says Merry Christmas. You know, they're only out for a little while every year, so. Not that that doesn't mean that they're not worth having some kind of trim. I don't mean that. This one is by Plum Street, 1831 Christmas. So you see I have a lot of like these little pillows for the dough bowl or whatever. That's this one. I didn't do such a hot job on the cording, but I like the look. I could probably take this off and do it a little tighter, but it's fine. I love that chic with the poinsettias. Very cute. 1831 Christmas by Plum Street. This one is Be Merry Pin Pillow by Chessie and Me. And again, this is a little one. So cute. I love these little ones to tuck into the shaker bowl or whatever, dough bowl. I have one more back here. Hold on. I have more, but one more that I want to show you. Well, two more that I want to show you. This is Peppermint Pals by Brenda Gervais. And he's on this kind of aqua tealish kind of linen with a red backing. He's just so cute. He's almost a companion to the Merry Old Soul that I have to finish, so I'll get that done. And then the last one I want to show you is Country Sampler Sleigh Bells Pin Keep and Ornament by Stacy Nash. Love the girls with the teeny tiny waist. And this was a kit, because I remember that backing was a kit. So there she is. And here's the companion. So there's both of them. This is kind of on a grayish linen. It might be, I think it's a Weeks linen, but it might be beige or something like that by Weeks. Hold on. No, I'm curious. I haven't told you the linen all the others, but I don't know. This one is mystery. I don't know. It doesn't say what kind of linen it is. Maybe it says on the... Nope. Anyway, it was a kit, so not sure. Anyway, that is all I have to show you today. I have other big ones that I've done, and I'll show you those maybe next time. I probably won't be back till after Christmas, because next week is in the 20s. Once you get into the 20s, it's Christmas almost. So I'll probably be back right after Christmas, but before the end of the year. Don't know if I'll do a whip parade. That would be a long video because I have all those samplers that I started during August and September like a crazy woman. And anyway, but I'll give you some sort of an update. It may not be a whip parade till January. We'll see. We'll see. So anyway, because I need to have a plan for my whips, especially my sampler whips. I kind of want to go back to doing 5 for 5, which is 5 days each month on 5 different samplers, and then the last 5 or 6 days of the month you could do whatever. I also kind of am thinking about what I want to do for my January sampler that I do monogamously, and I didn't realize that that's called a blessing sampler to start a new year with a sampler project in January. I just always kind of wanted to just do a sampler to start the year and have a finish under my belt, but obviously there's a name for it. So I'm remiss in that in the past I haven't said, but that's called a blessing sampler. So knowing that, I kind of want to pick one that has a verse that's kind of a blessing, but I also want one that doesn't have any over one. So anyway, I'm looking at a few different ones, so we'll see. But that's all I have for today. So I hope y'all are doing well and are getting ready for Christmas. We still have a little bit of decorating to do. It's been a slow year this year. I don't know why, whether it's energy level or just the fact that we did the quilt video. Yeah, it all takes time. So anyway, but I'm happy, healthy, and still stitching, quilting, and all the good things. So hope y'all are doing well, and I will see you when I see you. Love you. Bye.